It is better to be slapped with the truth than kissed with a lie. Do you agree? We spend so much time making ourselves comfortable in our lives, and that sometimes means lying to ourselves or trying to forget about life's hard truths. But deep down, we know better, don't we? And I, for one, believe that knowing these truths and keeping them present in our minds will only help us lead a better, more meaningful life. Let's talk about what I've mentioned before, mostly in my Great Resignation videos, which is time is your most valuable asset. And that's exactly why they try and take it away from you and make you feel like your time doesn't belong to you. From the moment you are born, society tries to persuade you that exchanging your time for money is a good idea. But the problem is, time isn't money. It is much more valuable than that, because money can't buy you extra time to live. Time is the one thing that keeps counting down in your life, and nothing you can do can get it back. And there are a lot of things you can do without money or things, but there's nothing you can do without time. So choose wisely where you want to spend it, and don't let anyone convince you your time doesn't belong to you. Next harsh truth, that you are not as important as you think. Here's the thing, we all tend to live our lives like we are the main character in a blockbuster, in which case everything will revolve around us, right? But it doesn't. And while there is nothing wrong with placing yourself first and being your own top priority, believing others will do the same is a mistake. Because in their own blockbuster, they are the main character and they come first. So don't expect anyone to prioritize you above themselves. The positive part of this is when you think someone hates you and is out to get you and is doing all sorts of things to screw you over, well, they could be, but most often than not, they aren't. They're just going about their lives and they couldn't care less about what you do. Now, here's a harsh truth successful people keep reminding themselves all the time, which is your talent is nothing without hard work. If you like to watch interviews, you've heard many athletes and artists talk about this. Cristiano Ronaldo has always been known for being the first one to arrive at the practice and the last one to leave. These people know talent isn't enough. You need to learn and practice to become the best. It's so easy for us to think that being a natural at something is enough, but I'm sorry to say, it is not. Here's another harsh truth that I'm pretty sure will get me in trouble with some of you. You always have a choice. It may not be an easy one, it may not be the one you want, but there's always a choice. You can't control everything that happens in life, but only you can decide how you react to it. The choice is yours. Now, this next one is something I think people need to hear now more than ever, because I don't think there's ever been a time when people were so focused on finding their happiness as today. Before, people's goals were to be successful and make a lot of money and go up the corporate ladder. Now people want to find their happiness and they're willing to go to great lengths to get there. And there lies the problem. Obsessing about your happiness is what's stopping you from being happy in the first place. For one thing, because you're looking in the wrong place. So many of us believe happiness is a destination, something we'll reach once we get to wherever it is we think we need to be happy. But happiness is a choice. You choose to be happy regardless of what's happening around you. So many of those who have the least are the happiest. You could probably think of one or two people you know who have gone through awful, devastating things, but still choose to be happy regardless. So instead of focusing on where you need to be happy or what you need to achieve, focus on being grateful for what you already have and it being enough for you to be happy. And whatever comes next will only be a bonus. Geez, I feel like this video is all about tough love and I'm just throwing it all at you. But be honest, is any of it really a surprise? Okay, here's another one. Most people want you to do well, but don't want you to do better than them. Odds are you're that way about other people too. I know I am sometimes. It's just the way it is. It is easier to root for someone who's not doing as well. We will cheer them on and give them a helping hand and be incredibly happy when they reach us. But doing the same for someone who's outrunning us, who's doing better at whatever goal we have for ourselves, is just complicated. Now, I'm not saying we will try and sabotage them or not support them. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, if it were up to us, we would all be nicely even. You don't have to admit it out loud, okay? Just think about it. Here's another love bomb. What's disappointing you isn't life or other people, it is your expectations. Let that sink in for a while. It isn't what happens, it's that you expected something else to happen instead. That's what's making you miserable. If you came into a situation with absolutely no expectations, not hoping or wishing or wanting anything out of it, you would take whatever happens with an open mind. But if you do it expecting something, hoping something, wanting a specific outcome and it doesn't happen, you're disappointed. Last but certainly not least, the harshest truth everyone knows but tends to forget. Nothing lasts forever. Not the good or the bad. And certainly not us. The worst part being that most of the time we don't even know when it will end. The great part about this is that when we've hit rock bottom and everything is going incredibly wrong, we know it will pass. But it also means that when everything is going right, when you're the happiest you've ever been and you're on top of the world, you know that won't last either. But I guess that's what makes life so special, that it isn't a straight line. It's a roller coaster, filled with unexpected ups and downs. So if we keep that in mind at all times, we will be able to enjoy the highs much more and to be much more patient riding the lows, because we know it will all end eventually. Well, that was a big ray of sunshine, wasn't it? What can I say? Helping you live a life that exceeds your expectations can't all be about butterflies and rainbows, right? Sometimes harsh truths are required to make us appreciate life a little bit more and to help us make the right decisions moving forward, no matter what. I hope it inspired you though. That is it for me today, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!